Hi there, amazing reader. I hope you're doing great today. Welcome to today's reading lesson. Today is Monday, May 11, 2020. We are going to read today a story called The Art Project. The Art Project. It is a fiction story and it's very nice. I'm sure you're all gonna like it, especially you guys, because I know you love art. You're a bunch of artists, mashallah, in 2G. By the end of this lesson, you're gonna be able to say, I can identify the problem and steps to solve it. So we're going to find out a problem in a story and how to solve it. You can go on this link down in the description of this video, or you can copy and paste the link from your PowerPoint. So let's start by answering this question. How can we protect the earth? This is the essential question of our story. How can we protect the earth? There are so many ways we can do that. And here we have 9 ways you can help the earth. The first way we can help the earth is turning off the lights. Can you think of an example when to turn off the lights? Now, if you are in the living room, but you were in your room, would you leave the lights of your room open? No. Turn them off when you leave. So when you go to another room, switch off the lights always. That is a way of helping the earth. Number 2 says recycle. Yes, it's when we use things that are old, things that we think that we can throw. No, let's reuse them. Let's do new things with our old things. Save leftovers. This means that food that you did not eat today, keep it and eat it tomorrow or another day. Be nice to the worms. Why? What do you think you have to be nice to the worms? Well, it's because the worms help the plants. They live in the soil and they give a lot of nutrients to the plants. Share a book. Once you finish reading your books, give them to someone else to read. Don't throw them away. Give it to your friend or to your family member. Number 6 says plant a tree. Anytime you have a chance, plant a tree. Use both sides of the paper. That's for number 7. Number 8, save water. We know that water is very important for our life, so we need to save it. And, of course, number 9, clean up trash. We have to clean up all the time and throw our garbage in the garbage bin. We do not throw it anywhere on the street, right? So clean up the trash. These are some ways that you can help the earth. Let's talk about the first page of our story, page 376. Now, the art project is fiction. It is fiction. So, what is fiction? Fiction tells a made up story about imaginary characters and events. It's all made up, so it is not real. Characters take steps to solve a problem. The solution usually happens at the end of the story. So there will be a problem. The characters will try to find a solution for the problem, and usually the solution will happen at the end of the story. Characters in fiction often speak to each other. Their words are the dialogue. So, dialogue is the way that characters speak to each other in a fiction story. So let's see. Let's look at the picture for some time. Let's look at this page and just start keeping things in mind about what you see. Okay, so for example, what do you see? What is the title of the story? Can you see the title of the story? Title of the story often appears up and it's written with capital letters. The Art Project. This is the title. What are these children doing? What are they doing? They're smiling, it seems like they are talking to each other, they're coming up with ideas, they're having a dialogue. Now it says the teacher is holding a paper that says art contest. What do you think happens at an art contest? Have you ever been to an art contest? I know some of you have been to an art contest. So do you know what happens? And then it says, the boy is raising his hand. What do you think he may want to say? Look at this boy. The boy sitting on the wheelchair. He's raising his hand. Why do you think he's raising his hand? Yes, he's trying to say something. Well, maybe he's trying to come up with a solution. He's having an idea. Now, before we read the page again, you already heard it in the video, but let's see. Let's read the questions before so that we keep in mind what we are looking for. The first question says, what is the flyer for? This is a flyer or a poster. What is it for? What is the problem? Number 3, what is Mrs. Simon's idea to solve the problem? Number 4, what is Hal's idea to solve the problem? Number 5, what is Pablo's idea to solve the problem? And as a prediction, what do you think the class will use to make an art project? So keep these questions in mind while we read. You can also highlight if you see that you are reading something that you could use as answers. Let's start. Look, the community center is having an art contest, said Grace. She was holding a flyer. Mrs. Simon read the flyer aloud. Everyone agreed they would like to enter the art contest. Mrs. Simon said, our classroom supply of art materials is low because it's the end of the year. I'll check with Mrs. Rice to see what she has. Mrs. Rice, the art teacher, didn't have any art materials. I won't be getting a supply until next year, she said. The whole class was disappointed. How can we enter the art contest without art materials? Asked Grace. Maybe we can raise some money. We could have a bake sale, suggested Hal. I don't think there is time, Mrs. Simon said. Let's use the paper in the recycling bin, Pablo said. Pablo did not often raise his hand. He rarely spoke up, so everyone was surprised when he offered an idea. So, what is the flyer for? They said that they saw a flyer. Grace was holding a flyer. So, what was the flyer for? It was to what? To let them know that the community center is having an art contest. Mrs. Simon read the flyer, and everyone agreed they would like to enter the art contest. There was a problem. They all want to go to the art contest, but there is a problem. Could you spot the problem? How can they go into an art contest without any art materials? Right? So they don't have any art materials. That is their problem. So the problem was that our classroom supply of art materials is low because it's the end of the year. But then, what did Mrs. Simon said to solve the problem? What was her idea? Well, she said, I'll check with Mrs. Rice to see what she has. Her idea was to go and check with Mrs. Rice. Who is Mrs. Rice? She's the art teacher. So she went to see if the art teacher had some supplies. What did she say? She said, no, I do not have any art materials. So then comes Hal. He had an idea. What is Hal's idea to solve the problem? Hal is right here. She said, maybe we can raise some money. We could have a bake sale. She thought of making a bake sale. But what happened? Was that a good idea? It was a good idea, but there was no time to do it. So then Pablo came up with an idea. What is Pablo's idea? He said, let us use the paper in the recycling bin. So that was a great idea. That's why it's important to have a recycling bin, because we can use those materials again. Now, what do you think the class will use to make the art project? What do you think? Do you think they will go and ask and use the paper from the recycling bin since they don't have any new art materials? I think so. What do you think? Now, we have reached the task options. You have two options, either task number 1 or task number 2. Choose only one. For task number 1, reread the page 377 and complete the graphic organizer. You need to say what is the problem, what steps are there to a solution, and what could be the solution. So the classroom supply of what? What is the problem? What was Pablo's idea as a solution? And what is your prediction of a solution? And for task number 2, go to the link that I am going to add below or copy and paste it into your browser. Write your name at the top of the worksheet and submit and send a photo of your result. So this link will take you to a worksheet. Thank you so much for today's lesson. Choose your task and upload it into your Class Dojo portfolio. Bye bye.